G'day guys, here at WESTOZADVENTURES house in the hood, and we've got his rut crusher here. Apparently he's having some issues with it, it's not passing dirt properly, so we're about to fire him up, run some stuff through it and just sort of see what happens when we do, and then I'll take him home and pull him apart and get it all fixed up, hopefully. Alrighty, this is pre-repairs.
Running alright at the moment.
Still sounds like it's not passing properly though, you can hear it all in the bottom still.
Yeah.
See, we've got the old hand on the top here and the downpipe chute. I'll have to do something about that. That's just not cricket.
Alright, so you can see all the dust is coming out the top at the moment, which means there's no dirt coming out the bottom really, because all the holes are blocked up, because the bloody things on the hammers aren't long enough. So Zach's going to fix that up for us and give it a bit of a resto job. So
make him look like a brand new one, hopefully.
yeah, she'll look pretty flash next time you see it. Anyway, we'll process this dirt that we get out of the bucket here, and we'll see what kind of gold we can get. That'll be interesting to see. We got about 10 minutes of run time in, I guess. So yeah, not much dirt, but we'll see what we got.
Right, we've just had this running for a little while, put some rock through. Now about to unscrew the bottom and just see how well it's not working. Get this undone. Right, now we've got the bolt out, we're going to lower him down. Oh, look at all that dirt inside there. See, she's not working too good at all. It's all blocking up. So, and if you look, the teeth aren't much chopped. So we'll get that sorted. Not going to lie, I had no intention of actually bringing the whole thing home this trip. I was just going to take the guts out of the crusher itself and build up the ends of those with some weld and some hard facing rods. But I sort of decided might as well bring the whole lot home and clean it up a bit. So now I've got to figure out how to get this big heavy bugger out of the chute. Not going to lie, I definitely should have pulled some rubbish out beforehand, but this is all got to go in a skip bin on the next job. My guess is I'm going to pull some bolts out from underneath here and pull this motor off. I'd say that motor there is the bulk of the weight, so we've had some form of success. That damn thing weighs almost as much as I do, so yeah, this is a breeze to lifting it out by itself. So good idea separating the two. Now I've just got to whip these bolts out of the top of this, take this bad boy out and drop the teeth and the jaws out of this, and when I get it all in pieces I'll give it all a good clean up. Now since we had the change of plans, I've decided I'm just going to buy another hinge to go on top there because it's a lot easier than making one. So instead I've welded on these here brackets, they're still bloody hot, so as we've got 4 mounting points for this here giant motor instead of sort of 1.5 that he had on there. G'day guys, back in the shed again for day 2. Got the tabs welded on. I think today it's time to get the hinge fixed back on the lid here and get some weld put on the teeth, and yeah, hopefully we can get him all painted up and look at putting it back together this afternoon. Get it all working like it should. Okay, so we busted the trusty welder out and we've managed to spot this hinge on the front, on the top here. So that's all working spiffy now. We've got the action on this side, so stops rocks and stuff flying out the top. It's all safe. So now for a good clean up, get all this greasy, dusty rubbish off and spray paint him up, make him look spiffy. Okay, so we've got the jaws in the vise on the bench here. I'm just going to use my MIG to build up these ends a little because yeah, there's about an inch clearance between these teeth and the sides of the crusher, so we'll do something about it. Put a few layers of weld on with the MIG on each end, and then I'll bust out the stick welder and throw a few layers of hard facing on the leading edges, and yeah, that should make it last considerably longer. Okay, she's starting to look like a new one. We've given it a good wire wheel, spent a good half hour, 40 minutes cleaning up all the naggy bits and the rusty shit off it, and cleaned it up with some water, and then give it a good wipe with a microfiber cloth to get the bits and pieces off it, and then hit it with a little bit of this bad boy, and yeah, she's come up looking a treat. Got the lid fixed on top now, so that's all working. She's looking good. So I'll finish welding up the jaws now, then we can put it all back together again. See here, we've just got him set up in the vise, and I'm just stacking some MIG on top of each tooth to extend them and square them back up again, and then I'll set up the stick welder with some hard facing rods and put a pass over the top of each one just to make them a bit more solid. Yeah, that ought to do it. Here we have all our ends all MIG welded up, so I've built them up all around 10mm on each end. So yeah, now it's time to set up the other welder and put some hard facing on top. Some of these bad boys. Next step complete. We've given all the ends a good lick with some, all the leading edges anyways, a good lick with hardening rods, hard facing rods. So yeah, that should enable us to smash up quartz and stuff like that without doing huge amounts of damage to our jaws. Hopefully that means we'll get an extra few years out of it. That ought to do it. She's looking pretty good. Got it all back together again. Got the handle mounted on this. She's free spinning and not connecting anything. Now I've just got to tighten all those bolts down properly, and then we're going to hope for a nice dry day, because yeah, no point running it around there now because we can't plug it in and test it out in the rain. So that ought to do the trick. It should keep me out of trouble for a while. Alrighty, so once again we're back at Chano's place to drop it off and put it back together again and fire it up and smash some rocks, see what it does, see how it performs. Fingers crossed it works a hell of a lot better than it did last time we saw it go. It spins. Weld's obviously a little uneven. It's not quite balanced out yet, but a few rocks will fix that.
Not bad.
Dusty stuff.
Yeah.